Hello and welcome. I am happy you are here. You can listen to this at any time. You do not need to do anything special, just listen and relax. Maybe you are listening while walking. Maybe you are at home, resting. Maybe you feel tired. Or maybe you feel hopeful. Whatever you feel, it is okay. Today we will talk about something important. We will talk about how you can change your life in 2026, not in a fast or stressful way, but in a calm, human, and realistic way. Many people think a new year will change everything. They wait for January and they feel excited. They make big plans and they promise themselves many things. After some time, the excitement disappears. This happens to many people. It does not mean you are weak, it means you are human. Real change is not easy, and it does not happen fast. Changing your life does not start with big goals. It starts with small moments. It starts with small choices you make every day. These choices slowly build your future. In 2026, you do not need to change everything. You only need to change one direction. When the direction is right, small steps are enough. You move forward without pressure. The first thing to change is your daily rhythm. How you wake up. How you start your day. How you end your night. Many people live on autopilot. They wake up tired. They rush through the day. They sleep without feeling peace. If you want a better life, you need better days. And better days start with awareness. You notice what you do. You notice how you feel. You do not need to wake up very early. You do not need a perfect routine. You only need a calm start. A few quiet minutes can change your whole day. Another important part is how you talk to yourself. Your inner voice is always with you. It speaks when you fail. It speaks when you try again. Many people speak to themselves in a hard way. They say, I am not good enough. They say I am always late. These words slowly shape their life. In 2026, try to change this voice. Speak to yourself like a friend. Say, I am learning. Say, I can try again tomorrow. This simple change is powerful. It gives you space to grow. It gives you patience. It gives you strength. You may also want to learn something new. Learning keeps your mind alive. It gives you confidence. It gives you new doors. English is one example. When you understand more, you feel less afraid. You can listen, read, and connect. The world feels closer. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to hurry. You only need to continue. Small progress is real progress. Your time is also very important. Time passes even when we do nothing. Hours disappear on small things. Days pass without meaning. In 2026, try to respect your time. Ask yourself simple questions. Is this helping me? Or is this wasting my energy? You do not need to remove all distractions. You only need balance. Time used with intention feels different. It feels lighter. Change also feels uncomfortable sometimes. This is normal. Discomfort does not mean failure. It often means growth. When things feel hard, slow down. Do not stop. Do not judge yourself. Just continue calmly. Changing your life does not mean becoming someone new. It means becoming closer to yourself, more honest, more aware. 2026 can be different, not because the year is special, but because you choose to live differently, one small step at a time. And as these small choices begin to repeat, you may start to notice a quiet change inside you. Nothing dramatic happens in one day. There is no big moment, but something feels different. You feel a little more present. You feel a little more in control. This is how real change usually starts. You begin to understand that your life is shaped more by what you do often, not by what you do once. One good day feels nice, but many simple days build something strong. When you accept this, pressure slowly leaves your mind. You stop asking yourself why change is slow. You start trusting the process. Your habits become more important than your motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Some days you feel excited. Some days you feel tired. Habits stay even when motivation is low. If you can keep one small habit alive, it can change many things. Maybe you decide to wake up and take a few quiet minutes before checking your phone. You breathe, you stretch, you look outside. This small space gives your mind peace. Maybe you decide to listen to English while walking, not to study hard, just to listen. The sound becomes familiar. Your ear relaxes. Understanding grows without pressure. These actions are simple, but they add up. You may also start to notice how your energy changes during the day. Some moments give you energy. Some moments take it away. When you pay attention, you can choose better. You do not need to be strict. You only need to be aware. Awareness helps you make kinder decisions for yourself. As 2026 continues, you may feel the need to clean some parts of your life. Not only physical things, but mental ones too. Old thoughts, old fears, old habits that no longer help you. You do not remove everything at once. You let go slowly. Letting go creates space. With more space, you can focus better. You feel less rushed. You feel less heavy. Life starts to feel simpler, even if it is still busy. You may also change how you see mistakes. Before, mistakes felt like proof that you were failing. Now, they feel like information. They show you what works and what does not. This change in thinking is powerful. When you make a mistake, you pause, you learn, you adjust, then you move on. You do not stay stuck in guilt or regret. Moving forward matters more than being perfect. You may notice that your confidence grows quietly. You do not talk about it. You do not show it. You simply feel more comfortable being yourself. You speak when you want to speak. You stay silent when you want to stay silent. This balance feels natural. Your goals also become clearer, not bigger, but clearer. You know what matters to you. You stop chasing everything. You choose what fits your life. Choosing less often brings better results. In this calm way, 2026 slowly shapes itself, day by day, choice by choice, habit by habit. You are not forcing change, you are allowing it. And when you look back after some time, you may realize that your life feels lighter, not perfect, not easy every day, but more honest, more aligned. This is what real change feels like. It does not shout. It does not rush. It stays. You continue living. You continue learning. You continue adjusting. And without noticing the exact moment, you become someone who trusts themselves more, someone who moves forward calmly, someone who knows that change is possible, not because of luck, but because of small, steady choices made every day. And as this steady rhythm continues, you begin to feel more connected to your own life. You are no longer watching your days pass from far away. You are inside them. You feel your mornings. You feel your evenings. You notice small details that once felt invisible. This awareness changes everything. You may wake up one day and realize that you are less rushed, not because you have more time, but because you use your time differently. You move with intention. You choose what deserves your attention. Attention is energy. Where you place it, life grows. You may notice that you react less and respond more. When something difficult happens, you pause. You do not jump to frustration immediately. You give yourself a moment. This moment creates space. In this space, you choose a better response. This is emotional growth. You are not trying to control everything. You are learning to guide yourself gently. As months pass, you may see that your relationship with yourself feels healthier. You listen to your needs more. When you feel tired, you rest without guilt. When you feel motivated, you act without fear. Balance slowly replaces pressure. You may also notice changes in how you communicate with others. You listen more. You interrupt less. You express your thoughts more clearly. You do not rush to explain yourself. Clarity brings calm conversations. English continues to live quietly inside this process. It does not demand attention. It supports you when needed. You hear it in your thoughts. You use it when it helps. You let it rest when it does not. This natural relationship keeps learning alive. You may find yourself enjoying simple content in English, a short video, a calm voice, a familiar sentence. Enjoyment matters. When you enjoy something, you stay with it longer. Long exposure builds confidence. Your understanding grows in layers. First, you understand the main idea. Later, you understand details. Later still, you feel emotion and tone. This happens without effort. Effortless learning is not fast, but it is strong. There may still be days when you feel unsure, days when you feel behind. These days do not disappear, but they lose power over you. You no longer believe every negative thought. You observe thoughts instead of fighting them. This skill is important. When you feel lost, you return to basics. You return to simple sentences. You return to calm routines. You remind yourself that growth is not a straight line. Some days are quiet. Some days are heavy. All days teach you something. You may also notice that your goals feel more personal now. You stop copying what others want. You stop comparing your path. You respect your own timing. Respect creates peace. Peace allows progress. As 2026 continues, you understand that change is not about fixing yourself. You were never broken. Change is about understanding yourself better and acting with care. This understanding softens your life. You move through challenges with less resistance. You accept delays. You adapt plans. You forgive yourself faster. Forgiveness frees energy. You may notice that your body also responds to this calm approach. You breathe deeper. You sleep better. You feel less tension in your shoulders. These changes are quiet but real. The mind and body always speak to each other. When one feels safe, the other follows. You also begin to trust silence more. Silence no longer feels empty. It feels full, full of thought, full of rest, full of clarity. In silence, you hear yourself. You may notice that your decisions feel simpler. You do not overthink every step. You ask simple questions. Does this help me? Does this drain me? Does this feel right? Simple questions lead to honest answers. Honest answers lead to better choices. Your life does not become perfect. Problems still exist. Stress still appears. But you handle things differently now. You do not panic as easily. You stay present. Presence changes experience. When you are present, even difficult moments feel manageable. And slowly, without forcing anything, you build trust in yourself. You trust that you can face challenges. You trust that you can learn. You trust that you can change direction if needed. This trust is strong. It does not depend on success or failure. It depends on consistency. Consistency shows you that you can rely on yourself. As time moves forward, you may look back and notice how far you have come. Not in big achievements, but in inner stability, in calm reactions, in clearer thinking. These are real results. 2026 becomes a year of quiet strength, not loud success, not fast transformation, but steady growth. Growth that stays with you. You continue living. You continue choosing. You continue adjusting. Day by day, your life aligns more with who you truly are. And without needing to announce it, without needing to prove it, you live differently, with more awareness, with more patience, with more trust. This is how life changes, slowly, naturally, from the inside. And as this inner stability grows, you may begin to feel safer inside your own thoughts. You no longer feel the need to escape every quiet moment. You can sit with yourself. You can stay present. This is not something you force. It happens because you have built trust with your own mind. Trust changes how you experience everything. You start to understand that not every thought needs action. Some thoughts can pass. Some feelings can exist without control. This understanding reduces inner noise. Your mind feels less crowded. With less noise, clarity appears. You may notice that decisions feel easier now. You do not overthink small choices. You do not doubt yourself for hours. You listen to your intuition more, not because it is perfect, but because it is honest. Honesty creates direction. You may also feel more patient with others. When people act in ways you do not like, you pause. You remember that everyone carries something invisible. This does not mean you accept everything. It means you respond with balance. Balanced responses protect your energy. Your energy becomes more valuable to you. You stop giving it to every situation. You choose where to invest it. This choice makes your days feel fuller, even if you do less. Doing less with intention feels better than doing more without meaning. English continues to flow gently through this phase. It becomes a tool, not a task. You may notice that you think in English sometimes without planning. Simple thoughts appear naturally. You do not celebrate this moment. You simply accept it. Acceptance feels calm. You may listen to longer content now, not to learn faster, but because you can stay with it. Your focus has improved. Your patience has grown. You do not need constant stimulation. This calm focus helps in many areas of life. You may read something and understand it more deeply, not just the words, but the feeling behind them. You connect ideas. You reflect. Reflection deepens understanding. Deep understanding lasts. You also begin to respect your limits. When you feel overwhelmed, you stop. You rest. You do not push yourself to prove strength. You understand that rest is part of progress. Rest is not weakness. Rest is wisdom. Your relationship with time changes again. You stop rushing toward the future. You stop regretting the past. You stay closer to the present moment. This does not remove problems, but it changes how you carry them. Carrying less weight makes the journey easier. You may notice that gratitude appears more often. Not forced gratitude, simple gratitude. A quiet morning, a clear thought, a small success. These moments feel enough. Enough is powerful. When you feel enough, you stop chasing endlessly. You still have goals. You still want to improve. But your goals no longer control your happiness. You move toward them calmly. You adjust when needed. Flexibility becomes your strength. As 2026 continues, you may face challenges you did not expect. Change always brings uncertainty. But now, uncertainty does not freeze you. You take one step, then another. Steps create momentum. Momentum builds confidence. You may also notice that you recover faster from difficult days. Before, one bad day could ruin many. Now you reset more easily. You forgive yourself. You begin again. Beginning again is a skill. You become good at it. Your inner voice sounds different now. It is not silent, but it is softer. It guides instead of judging. It supports instead of attacking. This voice shapes your reality. You understand that life will always change. Plans will break. People will leave. New things will arrive. You stop resisting this truth. You move with it. Moving with life feels lighter. You do not need to control everything to feel safe anymore. Safety comes from adaptability, from knowing you can respond. This knowledge is freeing. And so, without marking chapters or counting progress, you continue. You live days that feel more real. You make choices that feel more aligned. You speak words that feel more honest. Change does not announce itself. It reveals itself quietly, in the way you breathe, in the way you pause, in the way you trust yourself. This is how your life shifts. Not suddenly, but deeply. Awisami, and in this deeper stage, you may realize that you are no longer chasing a different life. You are shaping the life you already have. This realization feels grounding. It brings you back to the present moment again and again. You understand now that change is not about running forward. It is about standing where you are and choosing better from there. Your days feel more honest. When you feel good, you allow yourself to enjoy it. When you feel low, you allow yourself to slow down. You stop fighting your emotions. You listen to them. Listening brings understanding. Understanding brings calm. You may notice that you are more comfortable being alone, not because you avoid people, but because you feel complete inside yourself. Silence does not feel empty anymore. It feels supportive. In this silence, you hear what really matters to you. You may also feel more connected to others. When you talk, you are present. When you listen, you are not waiting to reply. This presence deepens relationships. Real connection feels simple. English remains part of this simplicity. You do not push it. You use it naturally. It helps you express thoughts. It helps you understand ideas. It opens small windows to the world. You stop measuring your level. You stop comparing your progress. You know that you can understand enough and express enough. This knowledge relaxes you. Relaxation improves everything. Your mind feels clearer. Your reactions feel slower. Your choices feel more conscious. You are no longer on autopilot. Awareness becomes your default. You may notice that problems still exist, but they no longer define your days. They become moments, not identities. You face them one by one. One problem at a time is manageable. You also accept that some things take time. You stop rushing results. You respect the process. Patience becomes natural, not forced. Natural patience feels light. As the year moves forward, you may feel gratitude for small changes you once ignored. A calmer morning, a clearer thought, a kinder inner voice. These things matter. They build a stable life. You understand now that a good life is not made of constant happiness. It is made of balance, of resilience, of the ability to return to yourself. Returning to yourself becomes easy. When you feel lost, you know where to go. You slow down. You breathe. You choose one small step. Small steps always work. You no longer wait for the perfect moment. You act when things are imperfect. You trust yourself to adjust later. Trust removes fear. Fear no longer controls your choices. You may notice that you feel more grounded in your body. You move with more ease. You feel your breath. You notice tension and release it. The body follows the mind. The mind follows attention. Attention follows intention. This change shapes your life quietly. And so, without a clear ending, without a big conclusion, life continues. You continue. You learn. You adapt. You grow. Not because you force change, but because you allow it. 2026 becomes a year you live, not a year you survive. And this way of living does not end with the year. It stays with you.